I'm Matt Kutcher, Transportation Supervisor with Southern Oregon Head Start. Our goal is to provide safe and efficient transportation for your children to and from school, as well as other activities, including emergency evacuation drills and field trips. In order to provide this safe and efficient transportation, we have some rules that we need to go by and that we all need to learn. You, as parents and guardians, play an important part in this role, in knowing these rules and in providing the cooperation with the school bus driver. It's important for you to know that children have a hard time judging traffic and its speed. They don't understand that cars can't stop as quickly as you and I know they can't. It's very important for you to know that children have a hard time judging traffic and its speed. They have a very difficult time pinpointing sounds. They are very short and they are easily hidden from the view of what the driver can see from the bus driver's seat. They often act without thinking, and they have little sense of danger.
Before your child ever gets on the bus, there are some things you need to know to keep your child safe. First, I'm going to talk about safety before boarding the bus. Anytime the bus is stopped, we have an area called a danger zone around the bus. The child you see in the video is walking around the area to give you an example. The danger zone is the area on all sides of the bus where children are in the most danger of being hit. Children should stay 10 feet away from the bus and never go behind it so that they can be seen by the driver. A child should never cross behind a bus. They should take 5 giant steps in front of the bus before crossing. This is a demonstration of a scheduled school bus stop. An adult or person at least 13 years old must be with the child at the bus stop. Never move toward the bus until the door is open. The adult must hold the child's hand when approaching the bus. Always use the handrail when going up or down the bus steps. The adult must sign in for the child and may assist in properly securing the seatbelt for a safe ride. When picking the child up after school, a parent or guardian at least 13 years old must sign off for the child. This helps us ensure that all children are accounted for. When you enrolled your child, you were asked to fill out an emergency information form and to list anyone who is allowed to pick up your child. To make sure your child will be safe, the driver will ask anyone they don't recognize picking up your child for a picture ID and will check to be sure that their name is listed on the emergency information form before releasing your child. If the person picking up your child is not listed on the emergency information form, or the driver is unable to identify them, your child will be returned to the center. If crossing the street, the adult must be with the child holding their hand. Wait until driver signals that it's okay to cross. Start 10 feet in front of the bus while walking straight across the street. In cases of emergency, children will need to exit the bus. Children need to remain calm and listen to instructions. They will use an evacuation rope and walk 100 feet from the bus while holding the rope. Once all children are off the bus, any other adults and the driver will exit the bus.
The driver will give you the scheduled time that the bus will arrive at the bus stop. We do require that you be at the bus stop with the child approximately 10 minutes prior to the scheduled arrival of the bus.
The bus can only wait 1 minute for the parent or guardian to appear when picking up or returning your children. The drivers are not allowed to honk, call, or use backup beepers to signal the driver is there.
We use community stops, such as safe parking lots, whenever possible.
Buses are not to operate in apartment complexes without a separate entrance and exit or in a potentially hazardous driveway. If you live in such an area, you may be asked to bring your child out to the street.
If no one is there to meet the bus to pick up your child, the driver will wait 1 minute. Then continue on the route and return your child to his or her center. Once at the center, the emergency child care procedures will begin. You will be called to pick up your child.
Drivers are allowed to take children to designated spots only.
If your child is a regular bus rider and you won't be needing the bus that morning, it's really important that you call the center at least an hour before the pickup time for your child. You can also leave a message on the center's answering machine.
If a child no-shows at a stop, the driver will report this to the child's teacher and family advocate when they return to the center. After the fourth no-show in a row without a reason, bus service will be stopped until the parent asks for service to be started again. If a child has been sick, please call the center to start your service again.
When picking children up, the monitor may do a quick health check before the child may be seated on the bus. Children will have a more thorough health check at the center, after which they may need to be returned home if there are health concerns.
Bus drivers will not be allowed to transport child medications on the bus without first getting approval from the area manager or center supervisor. If your child needs medication at school, you must contact your family advocate or area manager or center supervisor first and complete the administration procedure.
No food or drink allowed on the bus. All backpacks will be placed in the bus box.
Children must behave safely on the bus. Steps are taken when behavior is unsafe. If a child's behavior continues to be of concern, other means of transportation will be considered.
Head Start will provide IDs to parents at their request for child care centers or persons unable to get an ID. If the person picking up your child is not listed on the emergency information form or the driver is unable to identify them, your child will be returned to the center.
For the health and safety of our children and families and staff, we ask that you do not smoke or use tobacco products at the bus stop.
Emergency equipment on every bus includes a body fluid cleanup kit, a first aid kit, 3 reflective triangles, and a fire extinguisher. All this equipment is mounted near the front of the bus. Emergency exits include the front service door, side emergency exit windows, emergency roof hatch exit, and the rear emergency door.
In closing, if you've been given a parent bus handbook, please sign the last page of the handbook and give that to the family advocate. And have a great year.